Welcome to Good Idea. This is your host, Cam.
And this is your other host, Clara. We are the new hosts of Good Idea.
The higher-ups did not think Bradley and I were responsible enough. After a number of late episodes this summer, we've been usurped.
The parent company has come and done, some layoffs.
What did you guys change the slogan to? Sinister Parent Company what?
What? No,
What?
I was with you, and we changed it.
Oh, I was part of this?
Yeah.
No recollection. Did you guys wipe my memory again?
No, I don't think so. Did we wipe his memory?
It's hard to say, I don't remember.
Did we wipe your memory?
Oh, that was me.
Oh.
So you remember.
Well, no, I know that part.
Where am I?
I think the better question is, who are you?
How did Bradley get out of his cage?
I don't know.
Cameron.
Alright, so here we are at the Sinister Parent Company we own, and we just wanted to let everybody, at home listening know that Good Idea has come under new management. Aiden and Brad are, they're still here.
We're just playing video game now.
Yeah, and they don't remember much else.
That's about it.
Actually, Aiden's playing video games. Bradley has no skills left in his memory. He's kind of a
What the hell are
vegetable.
these things?
Oh, those...
They've got
Those
four,
are hands, Bradley.
Oh,
Those are hands.
He's also
don't
80
help
years
him.
old now.
What do they
That's
do?
another side effect of
He's
whatever.
I hit myself.
Oh, okay. So
All right,
anyway,
well,
we'll be wrapping this episode up soon. This was just to let you know.
Just a real quick short announcement.
Now y'all know.
I'm having a flashback. There's something coming in my mind. It's sort of like an instinctive reaction. Good Idea is a brain trust your brain can trust. It's a comedy podcast where we find creative, actionable solutions to your real-life problems.
Shit, he's back.
I'm Bradley Berklich, and this is Good Idea.
No!
Welcome, everyone.
Okay, no, you've been usurped and I've been usurped. You can't re-usurp the usurpers and also me.
Well, that's unusurped.
We were gonna talk about this before we were gonna do this, but then you were gonna bring me in on it. Remember, it was gonna be teamwork, like a union,
Yeah, but
like a union.
the coup happened. You weren't there. It's fine.
All right, you know what, Bradley? Just because I went soft and just because I went with them nicely and you fought back doesn't mean we can't still be friends.
That's a good point. Let's start the episode.
Hey,
Hello,
before we start
everyone.
the episode, I just wanna real quick plug our management, Sinister Parent Company. We own.
Just in general?
Yes,
Like what objects?
we own. That's what we do.
Is it like the phrase like, "Oh, you own that"?
No, not like that. It's the phrase like,
like
we
teenage
own
girls
you.
used in the 90s.
Yeah.
now
Oh,
Bradley,
you own that dress.
you may have usurped. You may have usurped for a moment, but rest assured, my masters, Cameron and Clara, will have the episode back from you immediately.
I don't think that's.
They own. Shall we do the episode? Cameron, Clara?
I want to tell everyone about. Well, firstly, let's introduce Aiden. Who are you? You're Aiden. Cool. Cameron. Who are you? Cool. You're Cameron. Clara. Who are you in respect to people at this table?
I'm Clara, and I'm friends with Bradley and Aiden, and also a girlfriend to Cameron, who's sitting across from me.
That's really her only role here.
That's really why I'm here.
That's why she's here.
The other ones don't.
We didn't want you here.
I was not wanted. I'm brought everywhere like a chihuahua in a purse.
Yeah, Cameron, you
I
gotta
have no
stop
say.
carrying her around in that bag.
How did you find a girlfriend so small? She's like 6 inches. What's up with that, dude? Like, I'm not gonna judge, but come on.
She's not that small. She just thinks her car is a purse.
Cameron, are you compensating for something?
All right.
Well, most
So I want to tell you all about my roommate. So forever, my roommate, I couldn't find him.
people when
we're not
when
done.
they're compensating for something, they get bigger things because they're too small. Cameron's gotten a smaller thing to cut out the middleman.
But okay, so this is just trying to reroute us sort of onto a semi-tangible sort of
We've gone completely off the
route
rails.
of sort of anything. Forever, people have had their sort of roommates forever. Do you have a roommate?
Yeah, I've had mine since December.
I don't know if I have one though.
Aiden, I know you've had a roommate forever.
Yes.
I just got mine this week. So, Paul is from China, which means there's a couple things. Thing number one, English isn't great for him. So our text messages are sort of interesting. So I said,
So
"Hey,
he
Paul."
is actually an international student.
He is an international student, quite literally.
No, he's from China, but he's
We can
not
be
an
from China,
international
but like,
student.
be coming from Illinois.
Cameron has a very good point.
I mean,
I'm sorry, Clara,
that's
don't kill me.
true,
Okay, so he, yeah.
But if he said his English, whatever, context clues. I'm sorry
His
that I used
English isn't
context
great.
clues.
So earlier this week, I told him I was in a poetry workshop, and he went, "Oh, do you build things?" And I went, "Yeah, Paul, I build things." And so we sort of had that interesting exchange. He asked if I wanted a refrigerator, and I went, "What?" And he's like, "For the dorm room." And I'm like, "No, I don't want a refrigerator." And he's like, "Good, I want one." I went, "Oh no." And the other thing about Paul is he has a sneaker collection. And he's very excited about that.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
that's fun.
So he will be bringing all of the shoes, and his Instagram is him at a Supreme store. So this is the type of roommate I have, and I am thrilled.
Have you told him that you have the podcast yet?
No, I hope he never finds this episode.
Okay.
Don't tell him now.
I won't tell him.
This is-
The episode for Paul is what I've named
the
this.
episode for Paul.
I've already named it.
I am thoroughly excited.
Paul, look at this one.
You can just like
Sorry.
lie and make a new excuse every time. He's like, "What's going on?" You're like, "I'm just talking
on the phone
to my
with the CIA."
mom." You know.
Yeah,
Complicated
into my
microphone,
microphone.
yeah.
On Skype. Social security. Her name
trying
is
to give me
Aiden.
money.
It's weird.
Yeah.
We make a lot of jokes.
Okay. don't come in. Don't come in. I'm studying my cantrips.
I can already trip. That's very easy.
Hey, you know what cantrips are?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. You
What?
forgot.
Cameron, do you know what cantrips
What
are?
is it? What are
You
they?
asked me what cantrips were.
I
They're
did.
basic-
No, hold on.
Wait,
Hold on.
okay, is Clara
I'm
gonna try to pull
remember.
this from
I'm
the
gonna-
ether?
I'm gonna
Is Clara
pull
gonna
it,
pull
yeah.
this knowledge from the ether? Okay.
Oh, so you are acknowledging now that you know?
Yeah, no. I remember asking you what it was. Okay, can I have a general area of what
Magic.
Is that like the card game?
No. Dungeons and Dragons.
Not, it's any kind of magic.
That's
it's
fair.
Very
That's
common.
why I said magic first. but
Okay, yeah, I don't remember.
Cantrips are basic magical spells. You kind of like party tricks that you would have
Yeah, I
practiced.
said like little spells.
Oh,
Like little
little
spells.
spells. I remember you
Like
saying
a quick
that.
shower of sparks that you might shoot out of your hand. That you've practiced from like basically magical kindergarten to the point where you can cast it so easily it does not cost you a spell slot.
In,
I'm not a nerd. I didn't know any of this shit. But whatever.
is this episode?
I've been enlightened.
No.
Is this episode just a cantrip?
What?
Like it's a cantrip episode. Like
Sure, I can.
Let's do the cantrip episode. Okay, so our first prompt is dancing lights from
No,
D&D
no.
5e Player's Handbook.
Dancing Lights sounds great. I
You-
don't
you-
understand
you-
anything about dancing.
You have a podcast. It's easy to do. It's just a cantrip.
You cash the podcast.
Cameron, that's
That's-
not a
See, okay.
joke.
It's kind of a pun.
Is it?
You like skipped like 3 levels of like explanation. you
Yeah, and
needed.
he was like, this is a cantrip. Is this episode a cantrip? And we're just like, sure.
You like
Cameron,
skipped.
guys,
There
can
were
we-
like 3 sentences that were crucial in between those.
Can we look up the definition of cantrip? It will be so
you
funny.
get it now.
Now we get it. It's clever.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Well, that's one word for it.
let's start something where we all have expertise with, and that's college. And by that I mean we're all.
We're all experts at college. I'm not terrified. I'm very excited.
I'm really
Please do
scared.
not espouse things about me.
Okay, that's fair. So have we done
Have we done? Yes.
an actionable way to pay off your student debt?
We did do that. It was one of my favorite bits we've ever done.
We did that already. We should remove it from this prompts list. Let's do instead ice cream for millennials.
Okay, well,
Ice cream trucks for millennials.
is that what it says?
It does.
Wait, don't ice cream trucks... Like, didn't millennials use ice cream trucks?
They did also use ice cream trucks. So millennial ice cream truck is kind of really at this point just an ice cream
It's
truck.
just an ice cream truck, huh?
But we need to tailor this thing for the millennial experience. Now we're not talking stereotypes. Everyone thinks avocado toast is funny.
Okay, well, you beat me to it.
We're not going to use that. That's easy. That's lame. That's simple. What do we know about millennials?
Avocado toast. Shit!
They're older than us.
They are older than
Nice.
us. We are Gen Z,
Yes.
which means these are officially ice cream trucks for old people.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need like some walkers in there,
Yeah.
maybe some canes. Maybe like an ice cream cane, which is like an ice cream cone but different. What are some other old people things?
Like prune ice cream.
Sexism.
Are early adopters of VR headsets.
So a VR ice cream truck. It only exists.
I can see it, but it's not really there.
That would be like the most disappointing ice cream truck ever.
It's also the best diet tip.
Gonna have like dial-up ice cream, like you do like the AOL, like
The modem.
Like, and like you do that, and the ice cream comes out.
Out of like your computer, like it squeezes out
Wait,
of the
you
ports.
make that
Out of like
noise?
a turkey?
Clara, do you not know what dial-up internet is?
No. I don't know,
We're-
like, 50% of any words any of you say, I probably don't know them.
That is such a lie.
That is not a lie.
Clara, you're an English major.
Yeah, but your vocabulary is tailored to a specific audience, at which I am not one of.
You are the
Dial-up
audience.
internet?
You listen to this.
What audience is what audience is dial-up internet catered to? Millennial shit. You're right. Oh, never mind.
Millennial dials.
Okay, what's dial-up internet?
It's where you would get internet, but you would get it through the phone lines. It would literally have to dial. So,
Really?
like, yeah.
To call the internet basically to get it to come to your
yeah,
house.
no, I've heard of
I've
that.
never actually
Sure.
used this because I was not born in 1986.
Right.
But other than that,
Like, I feel like nerds don't, they don't have to know what dial-up internet is.
Because they just use regular internet.
Right. So it's really just not an audience. It's kind of just an
Okay,
old
that's not
thing.
that's not what I was referring to.
do we
when
have
I
a
said-
specific audience? Like, what's our?
It's
Oh, I don't
definitely
know, that's
people
different.
who vape. We talk about vaping enough.
No.
Yeah,
But
we
it's
make
like
fun of it.
satirically.
That's maybe what you're doing.
So is this like? I feel like sort of the contingent is.
They're trying to make a new persona where you vape, actually, in real
well,
life.
yeah, because I'm gonna go to college. I need people to think I'm cool.
By listening to
Guys,
this
I have a podcast. Check it out. Check out episode number 51 where I talk about how I vape.
You can
I'm gonna
convince
cut
them.
all of this so they can't hear me talking about how I don't really vape. But like they'll know. Then that way, like they'll
how
think.
do you seem
I think-
cool at college? Like upstairs, was it a wink?
No.
I thought you was like, how do you guys seem cool at college? You went, I was like, what does that mean? I'm like, I don't. Everyone here knows I just bought a felt sign. Like one of those.
Yeah.
How do you describe it? It's sort of like bars of like felt strips.
It's a
and then
marquee.
Into it,
It's
is
a
it?
marquee.
Marquee. You
Well,
like,
it's like those restaurants with the we now
Yeah.
sell burgers.
That's
for
a marquee.
$3.
yeah, and I bought that, and I thought that would make me cool. I thought I could hang it on the door.
You can
and
put like the word "gayant" on there.
That's kind of the fatal flaw. Is I originally put Paul and Brad, and within a minute that was switched by via my little brother to Paul Bra, which and it kind of did not stop from there. So it's right now. I think it currently spells I am weed anime with the yen sign, the at sign, and the British pound, all consisting of letters within the word anime.
And that upside down OK sign where like you
And-
punch people.
Yeah. There's just one that says there's boy with the upside down punching people, and then there's gayant.
Which is the word "gay" with an apostrophe "nt."
And then there's weed again, but it's a cross instead of.
Yes, it is. It's like a word. It's like a word search. So
Did you find weed diagonal left yet?
I did not.
shit.
Check that out.
It's not hard because it's using the same W.
Thanks for the tutorial, Cam.
That was okay. No, you know what? We've given Cameron enough shit this episode. That was funny. That was very funny.
I don't know what's funny anymore.
Cameron,
People thought looking up the word horse was funny. Okay,
Yeah, you
I thought that was funny.
no, you thought it was funny. We thought you thinking it was funny was funny.
We were all laughing at you laughing.
Because you just thought it was hilarious. We're like, Cam? Like there's like this little knob in the back of Cameron's neck that's just like humor, and it's like someone like punched it wrong, and it's like a little wonky, like the sparks flying out of it. Like most of the time, Cameron's shit like it makes sense, it's funny, and sometimes it'll just be like horse, and you're like, Cameron, what are you talking about?
It's the specific fact that people used to use horses a lot, so they said it a
Yeah,
lot, but
that's
now they
what it was.
don't as much. So they stop saying it.
It's that simple difference. Someone appreciates the irony of the word
that's
of the
no,
word.
not
No,
the
but
irony.
it's a flaw. It's a flaw in the word searcher.
No, it's not.
How is
No, it's definitely not. The word horse is not used as commonly anymore because it is no longer needed to be used as commonly. I bet if you looked up the word car would be used more today than it was in 1600.
Exactly, but you don't need to look it up.
You're faulting human progression right now. Is what you're doing.
My face hurts because I've been smiling so long.
Okay. Hold on a second.
We don't.
Cameron,
none of that is important.
You mean to tell me
what?
That the word searcher for etymology on Google is flawed for telling you the usage of the word horse over time as it is accurately displayed?
No, but like people should.
That's what you said.
No.
Okay, let him finish.
People shouldn't be looking up the word horse on it.
Well then, Cameron, why did you suggest
find that out?
I think he had a theory.
Or did you not know? You wanted to see what would happen if you looked up the word horse.
No, but like everybody knows the answer, so why look it up?
You were the one who wanted to
I
look it up.
definitely
Exactly.
did not know the answer.
Because it was
Really? You didn't know that people would use the word horse less?
No, because I don't think on that level. Like things that aren't particularly relevant to my immediate surroundings don't tend to cross my mind.
This Aiden is sort of like semi-object permanence. Like it's like a gold. It's like sort of a goldfish mentality, which is. Don't goldfish have like a 3-second attention span?
Yeah, well, I think it's more like almost availability
Okay.
heuristic. Like if I don't have any reason to be thinking about it, it's not there. So why would it cross my mind?
Okay.
That's real. Out of sight, out of mind is real.
I was in humanities with you though, and we like had to think about stuff that wasn't in that class.
Well, in humanities, in philosophy class, you do generally think about abstract concepts. At which point, that's what's right in front of
I had
me.
to think about an object that wasn't in the room. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't be bothered. My teacher's like, oh, discuss like 19th century France? It's not here. I can't. No, I'm done. I'm out of here.
This is like way beyond my pay grade.
Yeah. Who cares about the 1800s?
Like-
Like elementary school, they're like George Washington. I'm like, what?
Like there aren't any words in my document yet, so like, how am I gonna write
yeah,
stuff?
I can't. I'm out. I'm burnt,
Yeah.
dude.
Wait, I thought this was a reading class. I never put words on a paper before.
People who sign up for like grammar and composition or like journalism and composition and then are annoyed when they have to write, I do not enjoy those people.
They don't need that from you.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, it's like when people sign up for humanities and didn't want to be in the class at all because they didn't want to philosophize.
No, they didn't want to do anything.
Yeah, exactly. They took the class. You don't take an honors course that you don't want to take.
That's like most of high school.
Yeah.
For a lot of people.
Welcome. We're
Like
all-
that was my entire high school career, is taking honors classes I didn't want to take.
Why?
I know, but you only complained in private to
To
me.
get
a
into
lot.
William and
That's
Mary, Aiden.
That's fair. She.
Yeah.
True, Bradley.
Oh, this is Clara going to William and Mary. Also the same school. Jared Rose going. So we
True.
got sort of a fun.
So they're gonna start a
Yeah.
new podcast
I
called
told
Good
them-
Idea 2, a
Yeah.
better one. And it's,
No, ours is going to be called Great Idea.
shit. Why didn't we think of that?
We'll make best.
Bradley, our
Don't
show would have
worry.
been so much better.
Bester idea.
We need to do less overtalk, and I'm 100% also guilty of it. I'm not calling anyone out. It's just we need to do less of it. End of sentence.
Okay. Cool. We'll
Just be aware, be conscious.
Should we just go over and out when we're done talking?
Okay.
Can we
like
do
that.
10? I think
10-4?
over and out 10-4.
Yeah.
Yep.
10-4?
All right.
Okay.
It's like that's on convoy.
Let's try this.
Now, if I never stop talking, nobody else can begin to talk. If I never say, I was gonna say it, but then I didn't because if I said those 2 words, that would mean I would have stopped talking. But now I can't. So this has become the Brad monologue show. If I remembered any Shakespeare, I would recite it over and out.
10-4. So, what prompt
You
should we
said
do now?
10-4, you're done.
What? No, 10-4 is me receiving that Bradley has been done. Here, Keegan has said, how would vampires spend their immortal lives? But what I think is a better question is, how should vampires spend their immortal lives? Because
think the
everybody
clear-
stops to ask can, but no one ever
Well-
stops to ask should.
At one point, vampires just gotta like call it quits and bid this world goodbye because if the vampire sticks around forever, it's gonna end up like floating in the void of space, won't it?
Well, I guess, but the problem is vampires are immortal, but they're not invincible, so they can
so
be killed.
They'll die eventually.
Well, they can be killed. They'll have to be killed.
Well, if they're not on Earth, then they would be dead, yes.
Yeah, like...
So, like, the Earth will, like, the sun will at one point, like, envelop the Earth. Let's assume a vampire is like a human, they just live forever. Yeah.
Let's say, hypothetically, Bradley, you and I are vampires.
Hypothetically?
Hell, yeah, that's a fair point. Let's say, hypothetically, I'm a vampire. You are a vampire. Now, Clara and Cameron are also vampires. That's not even a hypothetical either. If we were to all sort of stand in a circle and blood suck each other, could we create an infinite blood loop? An infinite blood loop so we could live
Aiden,
forever.
See, you could do this with a person, too, but you would just have to eat part of the other person. You see... Eating someone else's arm, if you don't have an arm, does not make you regrow an arm. Okay. The same principle works with blood. Well, no. You are unable to do it.
Well, that's debatable. Because we don't know how vampires digest the blood, because we don't know where their teeth are connected to. So maybe when they sink their fangs in, suck blood out, I'm assuming through holes in their teeth, maybe that connects to veins.
They have, like, throats, though.
Yeah, but how do they suck the blood?
Why do they, like,
in
suck
their
it
stomach.
And then they swallow it?
Yeah, well, I would think it sucks up through their fangs, because, like, I would go, like, let's say, Cameron, I'm going to need your arm for this.
Yeah, I also agree with
No,
you.
you know what I'm saying? I think it's just like a razor thin circle, like at the very bottom of the fang, like almost like a snake fang, right?
Yeah.
Like that would inject venom through that razor thin circle.
I guess that makes sense.
Super
You never
sharp.
see them swallow the blood.
Because
it's not poison, Bradley. I'm going to shoot you.
I don't care. If you eat the snake, it's poison.
If you eat a snake and it kills you, it's poison.
It is poisonous.
At that point, yes. Okay, but actually, so let's assume vampires suck blood through tiny holes in the bottoms of their fangs because, of course. Mm-hmm. Now, let's say my fangs are long enough that I could get one fang into, like, Cameron, one fang into Bradley. Bradley gets one fang into...
You're just a walrus now?
I want to suck your blood! And then I get it all over my mustache.
I don't like vampire walrus.
I get the blood all over my big walrus mustache.
Just imagine the vampire walrus. It's pale.
Thanks for that excellent imagery, Cameron. I do agree. The vampire walrus.
You know how they say Twilight has the most amount of words used to describe a single jawline? Cameron has successfully used the least amount of words to describe a single vampire walrus.
Yeah, but everyone has the image, right?
Is there like
I do have the image, and it's got like a fun cape, but the cape's way too small for its body.
Yeah.
Is there like a vampire carpenter to go like along with it, or do we just leave that one out?
No, we leave that one out. I do think though, you know what else it has? You know, was that a Mythbusters joke? Was that a Mythbusters joke?
It was a Lewis Carroll joke. I was not making a Mythbusters.
Making a joke about how Jamie Heineman looks like a walrus.
No.
The vampire walrus next to vampire Adam Savage. Adam Savage is already pale enough to do it.
No. It's Lewis Carroll. It's like the here. I'll pull it up. It's like
that's Lewis Carroll's Through the Looking Glass, right?
The sun was shining on the sea, shining with all his might, and I don't know, like
I know what you're talking about.
The walrus and the
now.
carpenter were walking hand in hand.
It's the story. It's extremely disturbing. They eat a bunch of baby oysters.
Yeah. Okay, I'm pretty sure
really terrible.
I'm pretty sure Lewis Carroll was making a Mythbusters reference. Because like Adam Savage is definitely a carpenter, like by definition, and Jamie Heineman is a walrus.
Okay, I like
that. I really liked. I think a lot of people forget about the Lewis Carroll MythBusters sort of tie-in, but it's
Alice in Wonderland could be vastly improved. For instance,
it could be just big MythBusters fan fiction instead of what it is now.
There's kind of that, but also I'm very anti-drug. My friends know this. My relatives know this. My little brother knows this.
I just don't know it yet.
I've told him, Cameron. I have absolutely.
That's why they're anti-drug.
Well,
it's because I use so many drugs.
That's definitely false.
Cameron loves hemp.
It's maybe like 25 pages into the book. Like I assume everyone here has read it. It's like there's like a big ass caterpillar just smoking a hookah or whatever. Like
A big ass caterpillar just smoking a hookah, writing down about 25 pages smack dab in the middle of that book.
And then
I'm just saying that could be removed.
Yeah,
like,
it
it's
could
not
be
totally.
I disagree. I think it's integral to the plot, and it is the only reason I read the book. That caterpillar taught me how to be cool. Thank you.
Well,
Cooler pillar.
You don't like. You could take Alice out.
And just
You
make the main
know-
character the caterpillar? Sorry, Claire. Continue.
no.
What?
What are you
Do
saying?
I know?
No, I was just gonna say, do you know when it was published?
I was
The
like
year?
19 like maybe 18, 19, early 1900s.
Because that was like the time of like opium was
Opium
like the
dens?
thing to do.
Okay.
You know?
Follow me to the
So it makes
opium den.
sense.
No, it does, but they could have like.
No, I mean I don't approve of it.
No,
I
yeah,
think
of
it's-
course.
It's not
Oh, what?
necessary like in
Who are
any
you
mean.
to say whether or not you approve on something that's in a book?
Hey,
Fair enough.
I
Hey,
was just basing it off what Bradley said.
She was just Cameron. As an English major, I do have the authority to declare that the book is wrong. That is within my power.
I second that.
As an English major, Clara seconds that.
And then the two of us together are even more powerful.
and as a big fan of opium,
I was just being confrontational.
I have the right to say.
me during any argument. I was just being confrontational. I'm sorry.
Aiden, stop being contrarian. I'm not contrarian.
I think I've pulled that exact line with my parents.
I've definitely said that to my dad, and I've never seen him laugh that hard. Wait,
2010.
no, sorry. It was, sorry, my daddy. Alice in Wonderland did come out in 2010.
That's the movie.
Yes,
Oops.
we could tell.
Okay.
Johnny Depp.
I couldn't.
1865. I was way off.
Johnny Depp was born in 1865.
The
He's
dude's
a
been around
vampire.
a long time. He's a vampire. Paul, I don't know the exact. I could pull it up if you want, but he's like, my favorite artists are some guy from China, and he goes, and Johnny Depp, and then in parentheses, shout outs to Pirate of the Caribbean.
Okay. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer is actually the sequel to the movie Johnny Depp Vampire.
If Abraham Lincoln was around, he'd want to kill Johnny Depp. That's like an instinctive
so.
reaction.
Because Abraham Lincoln was like a Republican, right? Johnny Depp, I think, is maybe the most liberal thing in existence, just from sort of his general aesthetic. He doesn't abide by any laws. He's just like, I'm free.
Is that a liberal principle?
Yeah, wait,
no law.
Being unlawful.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant like societal laws, Bradley. I meant tradition.
Okay,
Like, look at
okay.
Johnny Depp. He bucks tradition all the time. That hair,
Does he?
please. It's so long. Have you seen Pirates of the Caribbean? He dresses like a fucking pirate all the time.
Johnny
Probably
Depp
because
is...
he's in a pirate movie.
No, that's you don't realize this, but the smoke is actually the pirate movie. The fire is that he dresses like that.
Is this more human? I didn't take this class. I took grammar.
This is more humanities discussion that we're having right now.
Can someone... sorry.
Can someone explain the humanities to me?
No. My dog will consistently chase the shadow of the ball I throw for him instead of the ball I throw for him. Can somebody please help me explain Plato's allegory of the cave to him?
That's too scary. Your dog is
Well,
so
first of all,
stupid.
what you might want to consider is that the shadow, once the ball lands, is actually connected to the ball. So you might just be misinterpreting, like Shachter two-factor emotional interpretation. You might be misinterpreting sort of where that dog is chasing, buddy. Do we want to do a different prompt?
Sure. Any problem.
Wait, hold on a
we
second.
on a
How
prompt?
should
Oh, yeah.
vampires spend their
Right.
their years? We've discussed vampires.
I honestly think open up a discotheque. Like if I had infinite...
discotheque.
There's definitely a discotheque.
Wait, what did you say?
Discotheque.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, me too.
It's a disco, but all they do is twerk.
That's how you tell us someone,
Wait,
if,
what?
if someone's well... Cameron, first the table.
No, hold up. My girlfriend thought that a discotheque was a disco thick.
No, I did not. I thought that's what he said.
That is what he
Oh.
said. And the discotheque is my favorite strip club. So
You can tell I'm well read, but not very sort of like well. I don't have any experience because I would
No.
consistently pronounce words. I think I called admiral something else. I don't remember. It was some-
Admiral.
Admiral?
Aristotle. I remember that one vividly.
Remember when you said Paschetti?
I did say sketty.
Remember when you just switched out all the words that started with SP with just a P, and then just sort of moved that S a little bit later in the word? Bradley Berkowitz is Family Circus.
They open up a discotheque. The other
And
one.
then they created Infinite Blood Loop and Live Forever.
This is horrible.
infinite
But
blood
they
loop.
could live forever without doing that.
Okay, yeah, but what's the fun in
So-
living forever without the infinite blood loop?
So we're kind of currently we're on sort of a horror, a spooky vibe. It is maybe we'll release this in October.
This
I don't
is
know.
the Halloween episode that we
this
didn't
is kind
ever
of the
do.
Halloween episode. What's the best way to improve a horror movie? Now I don't like watch a ton of horror movies.
We just did this like
Did we?
an episode ago.
Really?
With Assault on New York it was basically just that one.
Was it? We take the tropes of a horror movie. So like that was like a monster movie. This is like creepy Jason.
Now, speaking of Jason Lee does want us to make a horror movie with a killer hippo. How does this not exist yet, considering how deadly they are?
Huh.
So if we can find a way to incorporate a killer hippo into this, I'm into it.
Okay.
That's a monster movie, though. That's not a horror movie.
Fair enough. Okay, Jason, your prompt is bad. It sucks.
Cameron has decreed it.
Cameron has said, and he's in charge now.
Cameron,
because
do
he
you-
owns.
Do you watch any horror movies?
I like to know what's going on in horror, yes, but I don't watch a lot.
What's
of
currently
What's
happening?
currently happening?
What's popping?
spooks? Like Hereditary just came out.
How about the specters? Are there any sort of DNA related specters?
Are there any sort of like scientific ghouls?
I was gonna say cellular ghouls, but that works too. Scientific ghouls for sure.
Bill Murray's.
Bill Murray spirits, Ghost Bill Murray.
No, we're off course now. You were.
Oh, okay. I was really close, but then I lost it.
Sorry, we were so pinpoint before. We just couldn't. We just sort of lost it completely. Cameron, continue.
That's all I had to say.
Neat. Has anyone else? Earlier today, my dad forwarded me an article by I think the head of research at Michigan State talking about genetic modification. How in like 30-ish years we're at least gonna have sort of all that technology to modify babies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
they already started doing that with. They're taking out it's like repairing the mitochondria with like the mitochondria of another healthy living person, but it's like a third person. So it's almost like a third parent, because like a diseased mitochondria will like cause a bunch of problems.
Right, yeah,
like
I saw that.
Yeah. So it's like a whole ethical debate.
It's already been approved in a lot of.
What happens like 10 years down the line when there's like maybe not even that, like this could be like a New Yorker article in like 4 days.
Yeah. So
like
it's
where
We
it's
cracked
like,
it!
where it's like, do you let someone make their kid not gay?
well, it's Gattaca.
Yes,
Like, it's just
it
Gattaca.
is just Gattaca. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but I feel like the first thing that they'll do is just about like diseases, like any genetic disease that's passed down, which is not a bad idea.
No.
But yeah, that's the question,
Yeah.
right? Is should you be able to tamper like hair color, eye color, things like literally create the kid you want?
I heard that you'll be able to move IQ up to like
What?
insane amounts. Like literally,
No.
you can like shift that. Like we're gonna be obsolete as people within like 40 years.
But the problem with that is.
Oh, yeah, right. Isn't that
Like,
scary as hell?
Well, no,
I don't like
none
that.
of it is scary. I'm just stupid though, so.
Okay, well, firstly, that's not true.
That's
Secondly,
where'd you get
Well,
that idea?
Everybody thinks I'm stupid.
No one.
Cameron, no one's ever said that to you.
no one's.
Well, the thing is, I don't find any of it scary, and I feel like that's a interesting perspective to have.
I understand what you're saying.
And it's not a popular one, and it's increasingly unpopular. And I'm just trying to come to terms with it, because it's obviously not going to change. But so obviously it's scary, but like it's going to be just a new set of problems. Like our problems right now are to cure disease. They have always been to cure disease. That's the foundation of the study of medicine. Cure
Right.
disease. But the point of curing disease is to then have other problems. You're never done with problems. But the point of humanity, right, and the capacity that we have to solve our problems, just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
But then there's the question: is it better to have disease, like some people can have it, and then like once we make that obsolete, and then is it better that we would just stick at this level of technological development in this area, and then later on we wanted to deal with babies who have like 4,000 IQ?
Right. Well, but that's
Yeah.
the thing. Can we? But here's the problem.
Wait, I'm really
As humans,
confused.
we
Wait,
can't
what?
stop ourselves. Not everyone needs to have a super high IQ for the world to function.
Right, that's not a problem.
Right. But what we're saying is that those are the things that could be controlled in the future, and should they be controlled?
Right, yeah, but that's
Results
just,
in an even bigger problem.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta also.
if we don't come to like a consensus, obviously that's going to be an issue. But like it's going to be like dealing with kids now or anybody now with disabilities, right? Like you still live in the same reality.
You're losing me, bud.
No. Because if kids have lots of IQs, lots of smarts.
How many intelligence quotients are you on?
Like, what's wrong with it? Why is it a problem if there's one person that's a lot smarter than the rest?
Because it's not going to be one person; it's going to be an entire generation of people.
Well,
can
I cut in at some point to speak?
Yeah, sure, Aiden.
Because it's not going to be an entire generation. It's going to be people with money in an entire generation.
Things get cheap.
Yeah, I know things get cheap, but there's still inherent problems with it. Like, even if we got it to the point where 90% of people can afford it, you know what's cheap? Food's cheap. We have food that's cheap. We could afford to end world hunger right now. We could do that. Jeff Bezos could single-handedly end world hunger. What was it that I read? I think he could fix the Flint, Michigan water crisis 18 times and end world hunger. Like, we could end world hunger now, but we don't, because that's not how our society works. So even if shit gets cheap, that's way down the line before we start having welfare, baby modification.
Yeah.
The problem is, I just think people like easy things more than anything.
I like it to be easy.
Right.
Who would want it to be hard?
And there's significant research out there that would obviously, like, if you create so many problems, like you have so many differences, so many, like, there's crazy smart generation of kids. Like, that's just a bitch to deal with. And the kids who are super smart, there's also research that says if you're smarter, oh no, like, sometimes you have a worse quality of life. So at some point, people are just going to be like, this is the easy way for me to live.
Just make me dumb.
And once everyone has that, what's like, it's not going to be an issue for those people.
Clara, what book are you talking about? Sorry.
Well, there's that book, it was like read to us aloud in 6th grade in my LA class. It was called Uglies, and the second one was called Pretties, and it's basically just that idea of where they, like, on your, like, 16th birthday, they, like, basically just give you a whole new body and face to make you, like, gorgeous, and then they, like, significantly, like, decrease your IQ so that everyone is really stupid and really pretty, so they're, like, really happy is the idea. It's like an apocalyptic kind of society book.
Who
but
wrote
it's
that? I read something else by.
I don't remember, because it was a long time ago, and I was not the one reading it.
It sounds fucking great.
Well, I mean, should we change? Because this is a different...
Yeah,
I was initially going to go with how would you make your baby?
Oh.
And I was going to say, like, horns.
I mean, missionary
'Cause I
position,
think that'd be
obviously,
cool.
through the sheets.
Cameron?
What?
I'm not Cameron. I was just talking about how
Sorry,
I
that
make
was an
my baby.
automatic
Sorry.
interjection. Whenever something like that happens, I'm always like, Cameron, you and your dirty mouth, I just can't deal with you anymore. I'm sorry, I don't know.
I don't think that was dirty. That was an extremely, extremely, like, religious way of looking at it, Bradley, and you should really, like, it was very, very holy and
I
sacred.
am Episcopalian, but we can't even think about it before marriage.
But you can't think about it before marriage, but you do it through the sheets, though, right?
I'm violating God's beaming me up. Here.
Well, Bradley's gone.
Wait, did you just say you're violating?
Well, no. He's who? Wait. Wasn't there somebody over... Oh.
Whew,
I feel like you weren't there for a while.
Had a quick thing there. I almost thought about something. I don't remember what.
Let's not remind him.
Okay. But like, I was going to say horns, because I thought that'd be sick for, like, babies to have.
Why?
I don't know. Like when you think?
Well, babies don't make enough noise.
If
Just not loud enough. So when Bradley said horns, I thought he was referring to, like, the instrument, like blah blah.
Maybe like instead of like you know how babies are like kind of like fat and chubby and they're like sort of proportioned differently to adults. How about if your baby comes out and it's like an action figure? It's like proportioned exactly like the right size, just like a small human. It comes out and you're like, oh, it's like heck yeah, like he's fully developed. He's just small. And like the terrible twos are really bad because he gives you attitude.
What happens when he's actually 15?
I don't. He's like 30 something. I don't know.
No, he's just the same age, just the right size.
Okay, if you had to take 15 years off your life to be born at age 15, fully physically and mentally developed.
If I had to take 15 years off my life?
But you start at 15, but tiny.
I don't see any upside to that, actually.
No, childhood is like the best part of your life.
Okay, well that I think is questionable.
No, it's not true, but...
Yeah.
People buy everything for you, you don't have to worry, like...
That's not, with like, buy a lot, that's not...
The couch was just really big. No, was sick as hell. Like you ever like walk around and like everything's so big. I love it.
Yeah, everything was big.
Fuck, man.
You just have a good time. You're like,
hierarchy of needs. The
It was
base is
kinda
actually
cool
people
'cause
buying things for you.
the couch was just really big. That was sick as hell. Like you ever like walk around and like everything's so big. I love it.
Yeah, everything was big.
Fuck, man.
You just have a good time. You're like, Like you ever like, because like when I was young, there's like a beanbag over. That beanbag used to be enormous. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
the biggest beanbag ever. And we unpacked it when I got it. I'm like, that beanbag's really small.
The problem is,
It's a tiny
Bradley,
beanbag. Like
so
it
true.
used to be like that small house you had when you were like this tall house. I could fit my entire little brother in here. And like now it's like kind of small.
Now you're talking about how great childhood was, but I remember my entire like legs would sort of get burnt up because the floor was always lava, and I actually struggled with that when I was a kid.
I did remember that. That is the placebo effect, my friend.
Oh, is it really?
I think kind of. There's something with sugar pills, maybe a dog.
Oh, you know what? I
something
did take those, and I think I might have been having an adverse, just like sort of lower body reaction to the sugar pills. My mom
That's
was
fair.
always like, "Don't eat sugar; it'll make you hyperactive." And I don't know what hyperactive meant, and I still don't know what it means.
I had a placebo vaccine. I was just
A vaccine against placebos?
No. Just one of the fake ones. I got flu one year. I don't know why they like.
How do you know it was a placebo?
I got flu.
Well, vaccines are only 75% effective with
Yeah.
flu usually.
I know, I've gotten it. I've gotten the flu.
Oh well, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Vaccines are all a scam. Have I ever talked on this show about how homeopathy is ridiculous?
Question, define homeopathy. That
It's-
was actually a command, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yes, Clara.
It's kind of like vaccine, but it's different. So but
It
imagine
is kind
if
of like, let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do mine. Let me do mine.
Okay, I'm gonna back off now.
So once a bigoted floating knife stabbed one of the resurrection men. It's just a character in a story I wrote once. He stabbed one of the resurrection men, the bigoted floating knife, and fled. They never caught the knife, but they did get the victim, Joseph, to medical school on time. Now first they were like, let's kill him and dissect him. He's already dying. But then they were like, oh no, but he makes the best coffee. So they didn't dissect him. But they did cure him with the strongest medicine known to man, homeopathy, which works on the principle that a substance that causes the symptoms of a disease in healthy people would cure similar symptoms in sick people. So they put a tiny particle of knife in a cup of water, and then distilled it down a whole bunch so there was literally no knife left in the drink. And then they gave it to him, and it cured the wound.
I've done this with rice, and it did not end well.
Now, they would have...
You cannot put a knife in a cup and then...
Well, no, with homeopathy...
There's no knife.
With homeopathy, you would put like a diarrhea-causing substance in water, and then dilute it until there was no more of that substance in the water, and then give them the completely
No,
pure
that's
water.
not how
And
So
then
science
you give
works.
them water.
you just give them
You
water,
just
but
give
you...
them
Well, no,
water
first you
every
put the diarrhea-causing substance in it, because like cures
if you
like, but
put
then you
something
dilute
in the
it.
water, it stays in the water.
And
No.
now we have found out why homeopathy is bullshit. Exactly.
Only if you need to cure bullshit.
So that's my fun story
So
about homeopathy.
Why
that
were
I
we
wrote.
talking about homeopathy?
I don't know, it came up.
Okay.
I think I just wanted to talk about homeopathy.
Anyway, homeopathy is stupid. It's just
And
Homeopathy's
those
dumb.
are our final words on it.
So
That's the final opinion.
Hey, homeopathy, it's
Stupid.
fine, just also do regular medicine alongside it. Don't use it as your primary method of care,
I had
please.
an aunt who was a
She's
Christian scientist.
Ooh, my favorite.
Yeah,
I
and
think it's so weird.
and she had cancer, it had cancer, and I say had because the Lord cured her.
I see.
Yes, it ended perfectly. I'm kidding, she's dead. But it was this. I don't know how many Christian scientists listen to this podcast. If you do, you were probably raised wrong. If not, you're just stupid. If you go out and you like find all the religions and you're like, damn,
Christian Science is for me!
Like, which one am I going to pick? You're like, Christian, the one who doesn't like medicine. I
Is
love
that the one where you
one.
experiment on Christians?
That's Scientology. Well, you know what's really close to you know the religion that's really close to us. We live. People know we live sort of North Shore, Chicago area.
Utah.
We're very close to Evanston, which is the only place in North America that has a Baha'i temple.
It's so pretty.
It's very pretty.
It's very pretty.
People just go there and they read the scripture together, and it's not like it's led by anybody. Like, people just go up and they read the scripture and they take turns, and it makes me so happy.
They are homophobic, but
Are they whatever.
really?
yeah, I actually googled this
No
because
way.
do you know Rainn Wilson of The Office is Baha'i?
Yeah, and you know who else is? I don't know if you know him, but Oh my god, Justin Baldoni from Jane the Virgin.
I do not know Justin Baldoni, but a lot of weird actors. Yeah. So I think I was like Googling like something. It was like their script something. I don't exactly remember. And I ended up on the page for homosexuality. This was today. I was in the car with my mom, and we were figuring out. And they don't like it, and they don't like doing it before marriage. Oh, God's sucking me back up.
All right, now that he's gone, let's talk about sex.
Okay, I'm back.
Huh?
See, he can't think about sex before marriage because he's...
Shit! Oh,
What?
he's gone again.
Oh, bye, Bradley.
No, it's like, oh, wait! I'm remembering now.
I'm picturing it like a vacuum tube in a bank.
Bradley, you and I were doing a great bit on ding-dongs, on, like, penises, and then you disappeared. That's how you lost your memory at the start of the episode, because that was our intro, not our intro, our mic test.
Oh, I remember.
He's gonna forget again.
Okay, I'm back. Okay.
Where'd you go?
This is so cool. Heaven.
What's it like? Hold on, guys. Shh. This is like prime. This is a prime chance to talk to someone who's been to heaven and come back.
I met Michael Jackson.
Okay.
All the parts that were added that were white are gone. He's horrifying. There's no skin left. He's just flesh. He says there's no pain, but he looks freaky as hell. And God's a chicken.
Okay, well, we knew that.
Anyone who eats chicken tenders is punished. Warn your friends.
I had chicken tenders, like, for lunch yesterday.
You're going to hell, man.
Shit.
I'm a pescatarian. I don't eat that
You're
shit.
going to heaven,
A
right? 'Cause
pescatarian
that's
is
where the
that's the one that does it through the sheets, right?
If you... What is that in reference to? Oh, shit.
This is gonna get out of
I'm glad that joke worked.
Oh, God. What were we talking about?
I think we were ending the episode because it's been 59 minutes.
Has it?
Oh my gosh.
So, you
Wait,
guys...
that wasn't an episode.
It was something. So, I don't...
Something did happen. There is audio here. Thank you so much for listening, you guys. This episode was wild. Clara, Cameron, both of you, thank you for guesting. I really appreciate it. I'm going to do something real quick before I go to the rest of our housekeeping that I haven't done in a while, if maybe ever. So I just wanted to quick shout out the person, she's guested on the show before, Sam King, who does our cover art. Her Twitter is @RosieCorpse for her art, and I think you should go follow her and support her in her work because she's very, very talented. Housekeeping. Our Facebook group is Good Idea Podcast. You got to stick through this part so you can listen to the fun part where we talk about our favorite ideas. Our Twitter is @GoodIdeaCast, and so is our Tumblr and our Instagram, and our Gmail is goodideapodcast@gmail.com. Now, you might be wondering, why do you need all those things? Well, what if you're bored and lonely? Feel free to send us a message. What if you want to get some prompts on the show? We could really use some. We need more prompts. And... If you liked the show, if you liked this episode, if you like the show in general, share it or give us a review, subscribe, do one of those or all of those things or some of those things. We don't have an advertising budget, so word of mouth is the best way to grow the show. And I don't know about y'all, but I personally, if I just see like a podcast on my Twitter feed show up all of a sudden, I'm not going to click on it. Like, I'm just not going to do that. So share it with your friends, because that I will check out. Hey guys. What was your favorite idea of the episode? Let's start with Bradley.
I really kind of liked that.
That was
bit.
fun.
It was
a good
very
bit.
improvisational, but I would.
It was very, very good. That's the entire nature of the show. Cameron, favorite idea of the episode? Do you want to come back to you?
No. Cameron would like to just be skipped and not returned to.
Wait. I think the vampires.
Yeah, I'm vampires. Clara?
I kind of like the baby with horns.
Why?
Because, okay.
Why?
Because, no, I have a reason.
feel like that's...
No. I have a really good reason, right?
This baby's got an
so
attitude.
You know when people, like, drop babies on their heads accidentally and that's bad? If your baby had horns...
Then they would break.
The horns would break and the shock would still damage their brains.
It could... I don't know, maybe
Okay,
they're
explain.
strong
Maybe the horns have like a crumple zone
Why
at the
do
top
you guys
like
know how
cars.
strong
My
these
baby
horns
has elephant tusks.
I remember a book I read and I strongly identified with as a kid about a girl who wakes up and there's like feathers on her and she's like, oh, I'm molting. And so she goes into her closet and hides because she doesn't want her family to see her horrific transformation into a bird person.
And she looks up at her sweaters. She goes, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black. Oh, black and yellow.
She clearly has these feathers all over her, and they're like on her skin. She's like, I'm waiting in this closet for my transformation. She's like, and it's like 2 hours and nothing happens. She like gradually she comes out and her pillow like bursts during the night. Oh, because I'd done something very similar. Because I did, there was no feathers, but I just woke up. I'm like, I feel strange. Today's the day. All day I walked around. I'm like, when's it gonna happen?
There were no feathers, but he had been tarred.
Oh, no.
I just knew. I was like, bird person.
Does anyone ever get tarred without being feathered?
It just sounds gross. It's sticky.
It's just sticky.
Well, that's why the feathers come in, because it is sticky.
Oh.
It's like decoration.
So it's time to do the next one. What is the favorite thing of the week? The pick of the week. Bradley?
Pick of the week, just for your sake. If I don't know, you've probably heard this actually.
Yeah.
Okay, great. You know what it is. To our listeners, it's just a piece of media we recommend. What have I actually done this week? Oh, I started to watch Westworld. It's very good. I thoroughly enjoy Westworld.
Ringing endorsement. Cameron, we'll come back to you. Clara.
I guess the soundtrack of Waitress. It's a musical. Very good. If you can see the show, that's better. It's great.
I believe that. That tends to be how musicals are. Mm-hmm. I personally want to recommend this new rapper, Young MILF. Just kidding. I made up that rap name this week, and I just wanted to share it on the show. It's kind of ironic because it's Young MILF. I don't know. Maybe it was one of the stars of 16 and Pregnant or something. What? Is that the Young MILF rap background music?
Young MILF.
Young MILF. Okay. Well,
we don't need to make this one, but it's certainly fun.
That's good. I actually have a recommendation.
Okay.
So, I recommended the musical Hadestown a while back. That musical happens to be based on a concept album of the same name that was released in 2010, Hadestown. Give it a listen. Absolutely worth your time. Cameron.
I would like to actually recommend a card game.
Blackjack.
It is actually with just normal cards.
Drug dealer.
No, it's called Oh Hell, and it's really fun.
Just kidding.
I'm going to have to Google that.
It sounds lovely. All right, you guys. We are available on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Overcast, and Libsyn. Forgot to do that earlier, but just figured you might want to know before we end the episode, and that was a good idea. Young MILF, we're done here.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew it. I could feel like on your tongue.
Permission to pee, Clara and Cameron, the new hosts of our show?
Yes.
Sure.
Just not in the bathroom. Okay. All right.
I'd like to be scattered at Disneyland when I die, but not cremated.
Stream of consciousness?
I think I saw a tweet that said that, and then that was what was the result. I did not make that up now.
I see.
So
It's a scavenger hunt. Oh my gosh, that'd be fun.
No.
A scavenger hunt for dead body parts at Disneyland would be fun.
No, I just think a scavenger hunt would be fun.
You started to make a point, but you got so excited by your own point that you stopped.
I love scavenger hunts.
to comment on it.
Cameron's mind works too fast for his mouth. He just can't keep up.
What do you mean? My mouth says what it's thinking.
Your mouth is thinking.
Case in point. Cameron Redding, not doing it well.
No, you're doing great.
I'm getting opposing opinions.
Well, it depends. Hey, Aiden, how's Cameron doing?
How's Cameron doing?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
just in general.
He's okay. I give him a solid 7 out of 10.
Okay, so that's positive. We're winning, dude. You're doing good.
Okay.